Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Zeppelin and I hope you are all doing well. So before we get on to the reactions for the Muse Drones album, I first wanted to make this quick video message before the video starts, just to let you know about a video that I have been working on over the past number of months. Now, I wanted to have it out by the end of last month, but I got ill and I also got delayed in it. It was taking longer than I thought, but we are well on course to getting it finished and I'm hoping to have it up at the end of October. So here's a quick trailer for the video. I hope you enjoy it and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video you're about to watch, and please do check out this video when it comes out around the end of October. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you'll know when it comes out, and follow me on my social media, Twitter being my biggest social media, where I post regular updates so you'll know when the video is out. It will mean a lot to me if you check it out, as I have put my absolute heart and soul into this video and it is getting there. So without further ado, here's the trailer. Enjoy. Peace. The Last of Us Part 2 is a game that I don't think I will ever play again. But let me explain why. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are moving on to the Defector, or just Defector. I always call it the Defector for some reason, I don't know why. But anyway, we're listening to Defector from the Muse Drones album, the final song on what I would call the strongest trio in the album. It is very much after this song, even while this may be the weakest of the trio, it is after this song that we start to run into the real hit or miss songs, and a fucking terrible song, as I've mentioned before in one of the previous reactions, that I absolutely hate. I'm not going to do too much waffling now. We're going to get into it. I'm probably going to do 2 or 3 pauses to avoid copyright as best as I can. Again, just in case you haven't watched the rest of the videos beforehand, I highly recommend you do watch them. We are doing this series of reactions to the Muse Drones album in order to get an answer to if the album has aged poorly or not, because a lot of people seem to think it has aged poorly. It is very much an interesting topic of conversation. I see where people were coming from when they said that, so it made me want to re-listen to the album, and I thought it would be a very cool idea to re-listen to it with you guys and try and deduce if it has aged poorly or not, and why people may think that. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Muse, or Defector, can't speak today. Defector by Muse from the Drones album. We skipped the JFK thing, by the way. There's just no need to have it in. You know how it works anyway. If you know the album, you know it. Heavy. Love it. Production. I have to say at least once a song. Production. It's great production. Very Queen based, this chorus. Apologies. Yeah, that part's very Queen. It's very, very Queen. Very electronic guitar. Alright, I'm going to throw a pause in there just because, again, I have to throw in the pauses to avoid copyright. Very cool so far. I mean, it's a song it's a song I personally enjoy, but like there's not a whole lot to be said about the song, really, is there? I mean, there's not much going on. The chorus is cool. The parts where the lyrics are in is just simple. It's quite simple. It works, you know, and the lyrics aren't great, especially as we go into the second segment now. I remember the lyrics. They're not great at all. Muse sometimes do have pretty meh lyrics at best. Sorry, my nose is really itchy today. Yeah, it's just... This is where the problems begin to start with the album, even though I do like the song. It could come across as a little bit bland, and I don't blame people for not liking it. This is one of those ones where I go, yeah, I like it, but I completely understand why you wouldn't, more so than, well, no, this is a great song, you don't like it, that's just your opinion, you know. This is a song, there are things not to like in it 100%, and we'll hear more of those as we go through, but we hear some really cool things as well, so let's keep this going, and we'll do a few more pauses, then I'll give you my final thoughts. Good groove. I mean, those lyrics are shite. They are really shit, like they are. I should have put the lyric video up for this one so you could see. Song's also a bit long. It didn't need that verse, I don't think. Didn't need that verse, in my opinion. You got a problem. Alright, one more pause. Yeah, that second, I think you could have had this be a 3-minute 30 song and taken out those second chorus of lyrics entirely, because it's very just, at this point in the song, of course, when we come into this part now, it's cooler, but it's a bit repetitive. It's a little bit repetitive. The instrumentation and the hookiness of the lyrics, of the lyric part, I can't remember what it's called before the chorus, I never can, so I apologize. It doesn't have any real hook about it, and it's fine for once before you go on to doing the more extravagant stuff. I just don't think we needed to hear it twice. I think it could have been a shorter song, but again, that's just my opinion. I don't know if that's something that a lot of you will think. It's again one of the main reasons why I'm making this reaction series, is that I'm very curious as to how certain parts of some of these songs are perceived by the fans, because there's sort of like a general idea that a lot of fans of Muse can agree on, but there is certain elements within the songs where, you know, it may be 50-50, and it'll be from those 50-50s, with those adding up, would determine how you think of the album, and whether or not you like it or dislike it, or whether you think it's aged or not. So these are kind of the important questions I feel to be asking, because it's one of those albums that's really on the verge, you know, it's really in the middle. So I'd be very interested to hear your opinions on that, so please do let me know down in the comments below, and let's continue with this before I give my final thoughts. I love that guitar though, that almost makes a song for me. It's a very cool sound, like it really is. That part, I'm not so sure on, if I'm honest. Alright, last pause. I'm just being safe. I cannot afford to get another block. I won't have the video out in time otherwise. Yeah, I mean, I really do love that guitar part. I think it's class, but that sort of little segment there that was played just before the pause, I think is a little bit meh. You know, this song definitely has its ups and downs. It is the worst out of the three, what I consider best three songs in the album that are grouped together. I think Reapers and Handler really are super strong parts of this album. You know something, you actually could have maybe shortened Defector, put it closer to the end, and put Dead Inside in between Reapers and Handler. And I think you would have had a very, very solid trio, better than what's here now. Because I did mention at the very start of all of these that Dead Inside does feel very misplaced in the album. It really feels like Psycho should be the first one there, and either Dead Inside after, or you put Dead Inside towards the back half of the album, because usually the back half of the album when it comes to Muse is filled with the not so much rock stuff. You know, it's either slower or it's more experimental, and I feel like Dead Inside would have worked there. I think Dead Inside would work, I suppose, yeah, in between, because you've got Reapers that really talks about more drones and it's more cynical. You've got Dead Inside, which would talk about, you know, being dead inside, being destroyed by a relationship, and then you have the Handler, which talks about maybe breaking free. I think that trio works well, even narratively, like beyond even just the sound elements of it. So I'm surprised they didn't do that. Defector maybe could have come after then all of those. But yeah, that's just something I literally thought of right there off the bat. But let's run this through and I'll give you my final thoughts. I love that bit. I love that guitar. Okay.
We look for strength and assistance, confident that with your help,
cool guitar effect there as well. All right. Oh, it's going on to the next one. I'm not reacting to that one yet. Definitely not. But okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Defector by Muse from the Drones album. Now, to give that song out of 10, if I was to go off purely my enjoyment of it, I would give it between an 8 and an 8.5. However, I do feel it has its issues, and I'm going to throw a 7.5. Maybe even lower, but I'm going to try and be generous here and give it a 7.5, because, oh god, I'm not going to be generous to the next one, and I may lose some subscribers on the next one, depending on how devoted you are to Muse. You know, a lot of people with music can be very, protective. They could be protective of music due to personal meaning, and I am like that with Muse. I'm quite protective of Muse, but I really do strive to be objective, you know. My opinions are always quite controversially put, in terms of that I have no fear of calling something shit if I think it's shit. But what I like to think at least, is that I can explain why I think it's shit. I can be objective in that if I think it's shit objectively or due to personal taste, and then I'm willing to change my opinions on it based on what someone else can tell me. And that's why I'm very curious to hear what you say in the comments, especially as we go into the latter half of this album. Well, we're already there now technically, but especially when it comes to the next song, I doubt I'll be convinced it's good, but you can give it a go. Good luck. But in terms of this one, a 7.5, I'd be curious to see, and that's subjectively, again, I enjoy it more subjectively, but I'd be curious to see how you could maybe convince me in the comments, if you could, why it would be better than that. I mean, you could take into consideration it's a very good political message, you know, if you're very into your conspiracy stuff and all that, which I would be to an extent. It's very much talking about how JFK was essentially exposed the CIA, and rumors are he got killed for that speech that he was shot. Was it 3 days later, or I don't know, but that was his last big speech, and the rumors are he was offed, you know, because of that speech, because he exposed the misdeeds of the military-industrial complex, which is now essentially running America beyond its government. Like, the military-industrial complex is the foundation of America's wealth and the wealth of many within America. Not to get too political, but it's a political album to an extent, so I feel like it's worth discussing at least a little bit. And for that alone, you know, when someone so popular, which Muse are popular in a certain substrata, I consider them the most unknown popular band in the world, because I swear to God, everyone I talk to has heard one of their songs but doesn't know who they are. Like, it's insane. But it's important when people talk about this kind of stuff. Doing it all the time, I'm not for, but it's nice to see sort of, you know, it being brought more to the public, because a lot of people just don't know this stuff. They don't know. And I wouldn't blame them for not knowing. It's not like the information is easily found, you know, even on Google. It's you know, and a lot of people wouldn't be Googling this stuff. For the casual person, if it's not thrown in their face, they don't know about it, because why would they? Why would they go look? So when a song does that, I do feel it's important, and for that reason, I could maybe lift the song. But if there is any other reasons, do let me know. Do let me know down in the comments below. And also make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy. Make sure to subscribe if you want to help me reach YouTube partner. We are getting very close. On subscribers, we need to grow a fair amount, but on the watch time, which is arguably harder to reach, we're actually really nearly there. So all it would take is just whoever watches this video to just please click that subscribe button. You don't even have to be my biggest fan, but you would be really helping me achieve a dream that is genuinely within reach. It is within reach due to your support so far, and is definitely reachable with your continued support. So thank you very much for watching, and I do hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.